turning to drag queen influencers to attract new recruits.
I receive attention just for being myself on a daily because being queer, being non-binary, someone such as myself on a regular gets stared at.
I'm at the top of my game. I'm right up there with the big dogs. Girls, come on. Leave the saving the world to the men.
Active duty yeoman second class Joshua Kelly doubles as drag queen Harpy Daniels and now is the face of the Navy's recruitment drive as a digital ambassador. Well, the Navy recruited only 982 new reserve officers last year, well short of its goal of nearly 1,400. Former Navy Petty Officer Second Class Andrew Rose was discharged over the Navy's COVID vaccine mandate, and he joins me now. Andrew, thanks for being here. Look, I quite frankly do not care what Joshua Kelly does on his private time, and I would like to thank him for his service. But why would anyone think that video that we just showed would increase recruiting for the Navy?
Hey, good morning, Todd. Thank you for having me this morning. So the Navy, I don't understand their approach to this. You would think that somebody would look at, let's say, Bud Light, for example, to the man that they just hired, that Dylan guy. Their sales went through the floor. They completely plummeted after that fact. And the Navy, with recruitment down, what do they think with retention with this move with this guy right here? Retention rate are going to drop just like recruitment is, because nobody's going to want to stay in with this kind of behavior going on whenever you have the Navy endorsing such outlandish behavior. And like you said, in your spare time, you can do what you please. However, active duty, the image of the Navy just has to be different other than drag queens or drag shows.
And viewing this through your lens and the lens of so many like you who were discharged from the Navy over the vaccine mandate, what goes through your mind when, one, you see the top brass thinking that a video like this will actually bring people in, but two, that same top brass kicked you out and is not letting you back in over a vaccine that has been proven to not completely work effectively?
Well, when you have an entire senior Pentagon leadership that is woke, that is led by an absolute airhead of a Secretary of Defense, what do you really expect? This has been their goal since this administration has taken power. They wanted to dwindle down through the ranks of, in my opinion, the Republican service members. This is what this vaccine mandate was made for, in my opinion. They wanted to see what they can get away with, and they got away with it. And just like everything else that this administration does, everything that they make a plan for dies out eventually in 6 months. If you look at the extremist training from January 6th that the Navy put out, to the COVID vaccine mandate, and now to this, I'm sure this will die out in 6 months too, whenever they realize that it's not going to work. Because as of right now, the vaccine mandate's not even a thing anymore.
Real interesting point you made earlier. This is going to have the exact opposite impact on that predominantly 18-year-old white I shouldn't say 18-year-old middle-class male who makes...
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. So you saw that video, basically dealing with these drag shows and these drag queens, transformers in the military. And basically what this is, this is just, causing more division among Esau, Edom, or mainly Babylon the Great, man. But this is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of the Egyptians shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, because what you're gonna have a war on all fronts, man. All right, and you're gonna have a civil war, you know, against these Neo-Egyptians, man, these Babylonians, man. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to wizards. All right. So, yeah, these Egyptians, they're gonna go at each other, man. And in that basically that interview with that particular soldier, he was basically saying about how like this is planned. These things were planned to weed out what he said was the Republicans, which by that he meant those soldiers that still believe in the Constitution, still believe in America, so-called American values, right? That are gone now. All right, and basically they're angry that they're replacing them with this woke, so-called woke culture. All right, which is causing division against these Egyptians, right? Let me grab another scripture. All right. All right. You know, this is Psalms 55:9. Destroy, O Yahweh, and divide their tongues, for I've seen violence and strife in the city. All right. So the Lord's dividing their tongues, man. They have different ideologies, different ways of thinking. All right, which is going to cause them to fight, which is all leading to the downfall of Babylon the Great. And what this soldier doesn't realize is your own government is at war with you, man. Okay? Your own, which really your elites, your government is just for face value. All right, these people that you call elected officials or whatever, these people have no power. They're pretty much just bought and paid for. They're puppets. All right. Your real government, which you would call your shadow government, they're the ones pulling all these strings, and really they're at war with you, because what are you dealing with? You're dealing with the small hats. You're dealing with the so-called banking elites, and the banking elites don't give a damn about America, Babylon the Great. To the elites, Babylon the Great is nothing more than a hammer. All right, it is the military, because you have what is called the 3 city states. All right, I think you have the Vatican for the religious part of it. You have England, Great Britain, for the financial part of it, and you have America, Babylon the Great, for the military part of it. Right, which is why even American military officials would have a saying that if every problem looks like that if we're a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So basically, they solve every problem with one way, which is the sword. All right, and let me get a scripture on that. All right, because the elites, they don't care about America no more, man. All right, it's wearing out its usefulness. All right, and once they no longer have this in their use or disposal, they're gonna just go underground, man. They're gonna go underground, man. They're gonna go to those luxury bunkers, the underground cities, man. That's where the elites are. Mainly the true rich people have left America. But it's Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right? So the hammer of the earth with his Babylon the Great is the Lord's getting ready to break it asunder. He's not gonna have no more use for this place. And before this devil goes out, he's gonna use this place to cause as much confusion in the earth as he possibly can. All right. This is where he basically channels his basically confusion. This is where he spreads his vomit. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that. All right. All right. This is Isaiah 19:14. Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And right now, this guy is spewing everywhere, man. As the scripture says, shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory, man. So this guy, this the ruler, is vomiting everywhere, man. The scriptures talk about as an error that proceeded from the rulers, man. All right, and their own people are tired of it, man. Their own people are tired of it, man. In fact, let me get it. Because really, they're using this alphabet shit to beat everybody in the head. It's really oppression, man. Okay, it's really oppression, man. Let me get another one. This is Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, right? And he's being in straits because a lot of the things that that he's been planning, that he's trying to implement, is not coming into fruition. It's not working. All right. It's not working. So he's finding himself in straits, man. All right. He's finding himself in straits because the Lord's causing a monkey wrench, so to speak, to be thrown into his plans, man. All right. Okay. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him, right? And that word for wicked right there is the Hebrew word aimal, which means the laborers or wretched ones. So everybody that's under his hand and under his rule, they're gonna want a piece of him, man. You notice that over the years they took the thumbs down button off the YouTube, man, because of these agendas that they were pushing. Everybody was it was more pushback. You'll have like 100 likes and like 2,000 dislikes for some alphabet shit that they're trying to push, man. But this devil, he's not gonna stop. See, he's not gonna stop, man. He ain't gonna stop, man. The world is really seeing what Esau Edom is and what he was created for in these last days, and that's simply to destroy until he is destroyed. It's as simple as that. And he's not going to stop until he's stopped, as the scripture says, the physician cutteth off a long disease, man. Let me get another scripture, man. Because this is truly a house divided, man. This is Mark 3 and 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. So yeah, man, this devil is coming to an end, man. And we are in the last days of this devil's rulership, man. All right. So we need this devil's sins to reach onto heavens, man. All right. We need them just to keep up the bad, to quote Scarface, keep up the bad work. Keep up the bad work, man. Spew more vomit. Keep pushing these wicked agendas. All right, and cause the Holy One of Israel to come down and put a foot in your ass, man. Hey, so with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, and Shalom Abba Baba. Salutation to you, Akim. Shalom.